Hey there, guys, gals, fans, and pals. John Megacycle here. Another episode of Concrete Jungle coming at you. Continuing on with the campaign in Caribou City. We've already knocked out Hollyville, and then Grapefruit District, and then Luther Fields. No, wait, that's not right. The other way. Hollyville, Luther Fields, and then Grapefruit District. Moving along, learning the concepts of the game. We're now going to proceed on to Randolph, and this is, I believe, fairly straightforward. I don't think we have anything new, no tricks. In this one, 650 for 3 stars is what we're going to aim for. Let's go ahead and get started. Oh, that was weird. The whole screen just went da-dunt.
Good morning! Welcome to Randolph, aka Suburbia. I grew up here, so don't screw up. I've got a new card to show you, but to demonstrate, I need you to build a city block. You may have noticed already that if you place buildings of the same color next to each other, they group together. This forms a city block. You can differentiate between blocks by looking at the road layout. Roads will encircle blocks. We've got a few houses here. They're all of the residential class, green, so we can use them to form a block. By default, the maximum block size is 4 buildings, but you may come across cards that increase this. Place the 3 houses in a row here.
Okay, seems pretty straightforward. House. Come on, house, house, and house.
This next card is special because it can give 1 point to each building on the block. Like the green, however, you can only choose blocks adjacent to it. So select the community hall and place it on a tile next to the residential block.
Seems pretty straightforward so far, right? So I'm going to place it here. I'm going to then link it to this block.
Magic!
There we go.
Buildings that affect entire blocks can be really powerful.
Oh, squeaky chair. Squeaky chair. I gotta get a new chair. Okay, so what was just demonstrated to us is actually a very powerful mechanic with all the linking and the blocks. There's going to be a lot of cards coming up that are going to say, does blah 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 per blah 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 in a block. And that's the logic we're going to have to really pay attention to, because that can be very powerful. Also, later on, I believe we're going to get into some sort of a versus mode or something. And the trick of that is our structures also mesh with our opponent's structures. So we could actually use our opponent's building infrastructure to our advantage. It's just a lot of stuff we're going to have to pay attention to, but let's move on.
There's something else I need to make you aware of.
Ah, crap. I knew there was more.
Up until now, you've only used cards that are repeatedly cycled in your deck. Some cards, however, are one use only. These cards are usually either more powerful or cost less expenditure to make up for it. You can tell if a card is cycled in your deck repeatedly or a one-shot card by the icon in the top left. Look for the circling arrows behind the class icon. As you can see here, the Houses card is cycled in your deck. That means when you've played all the cards in your deck, it will remain along with any other cycling cards. They will get shuffled and you'll start to draw them again. The Duplex, on the other hand, is a one-shot card. Once you've played it, the card will be removed from your deck. To make up for the fact it's one use only, the Duplex has a nice bonus effect of giving itself 2 points. You have a Duplex available now, so you could put it on one of these tiles. The Duplex gives plus 2 points to itself due to its special ability as listed on the card. But placing it here will also make it join your existing residential block, which means it will also get an additional point thanks to your community hall. Or you can place it further out to help you clear a future column. It's your call. Good luck.
Thanks. So what that really brokers down to is, again, we have to make sure that we take care of these blocks. Now, this is actually something that threw me for a loop when I was trying to figure this out the first time quite a bit. You see how the cars are circling around certain structures? It signifies it's part of a block. Now, the thing that makes this a little difficult is you have to double click on it and see that, yes, it's a green card. Other green cards will link with it. These are very simple precautions that need to be taken into consideration when you're building out a thing. A block or expanding a block. There's going to be other cards later that'll actually make our blocks bigger. All things we just need to pay attention to. But right now, the game's doing a pretty solid job giving us very small chunks and bites of information just to figure it out. So, with her advice, I'm going to go ahead and put this duplex on a later plot. This duplex gives itself 2 points. And because of the linkage, +1, there's our 3, right? Okay, build a block with 4 buildings to gain extra +2 economy bonus. Awesome. So now, I'm going to kind of keep planning out what I need to do for the rest of this, right? So I'm figuring a shops right here, where my cursor is. The clinic right here where my cursor is. A house here, and a house here. That'll give this one the requirement I need. So let's go ahead and place houses here, shops here, and as it all pans out, that gives me the base point requirement. Once I chuck this clinic here and another house, that'll give me my 3 points. So let's go ahead and place that clinic. Now I've got this first column on lock. I can finish it whenever I want with anything I want. This green can do it as well. If I need to... Oh, actually, no, I do need another house. But anyway, I can now kind of build out the rest of this map and try to maximize my points. When playing in solo, I've kind of found that this is the best way to do it. So I'm going to chuck a factory here. I'm putting it in the corner as to mitigate as many of the ill-gotten tiles as possible. There we go. That also grants me 1 purchase. So let's see what we got here. A community garden. Here's a good example. Increases the max block size and a +1 to adjacent building. There's also a trailer park, a gas power plant. The gas power plant would greatly increase our economy. And the green, pretty straightforward. We already have 2 green cards in here. It just adds a +1 to a neighboring tile. The trailer park actually works out really nice if you're trying to place this in a area that's negative. If there's a lot of negative area, this trailer park kind of negates any minimum or any negative and just makes itself a 2 or a 1. A 1 maximum of 2. So it just says, I'm a 1 now, I don't care what you say. Makes it kind of effective if you're dealing with a lot of negatives. I do want the community garden though. Thank you kindly. Let's see here. Oh. Bless you. One of my cats sneezed. He's a bit of a sneezer. Anyway, let's move on, shall we? We've got the green, we've got garages, we've got supermarkets, we've got a bunch of stuff, a lot of ways we could do some boosting. I don't want to use this garage into any of these areas because it's going to increase the points of one and decrease the points of another. That seems very ineffective. So let's try something like... Could do something like... Nah, let's do this. There we go. And then what I could do is a supermarket to boot like this. And we've already got a pretty clean setup. Just 2 more houses and that's going to be a done deal there as well. Let's see. What do I want to do with this restaurant or this green? Let's go ahead and utilize this green. Actually, I need to beef up this area. Yeah, that restaurant is not going to be very helpful whatsoever. I don't think I planned this very well, but we're just going to have to live with the circumstances. Let's go ahead and... Restaurant... Let's say there? I think I might have a cure for what I've got going on here. I'm going to go ahead and put a green here. Trying to build out a good backbone so when I pop off this first column, I'm going to have some good push. So hear me out here. I'm going to put a community garden. Let's see, I really wanted to put it there. Let's see here. Community garden, house. That's not going to give me a lot of room. Yeah, I was hoping I could dump it here, but this is already the maximum of 4 block. So let's go ahead and community garden there. Oh, this does add a +1 to an adjacent building as well. Let's see here. Let's do something like this. There's our green. Community garden. And this is a +1 to an adjacent building. Okay, so I have to spend this regardless. Let's just spend it like there. And house. It gets a +1 because of the chain. And this turns into a 2 because of the chain. Awesome. And that's my 3 link, right? Right. So let's go ahead and shops this up. Cool. That's another column done. Another factory that I could easily just stash and get rid of. Something like there would be just fine. And another purchase, the circus, a renovation, a post office, or a trailer park. One of the things that we're going to have to pay attention to as well is the verbiage of discard and I think it's delete or destroy or something. When you're discarding cards, you're really just discarding them out of your build here. These go into your discard pile. If they're cyclical cards or ones that we'll see again, you just see them again later. If they're one-draw cards, they're gone forever. But if it says destroys one card or removes a card or whatever, that actually means it's gone for good. So we'll just have to pay attention to more verbiage like that later as well. Let's go ahead and circus it up. Nice bonuses and removes itself after 3 placements. I like the sound of that. So, I got a clinic and a house. Let's go ahead and house, and house, and clinic. Now, I can spend literally as much time as I want upgrading all of my things. Not sure how important that's going to be, but what the heck. Let's try to boost up some score. The only thing I really need is a house right here. So I have to have a house at the ready. Other than that, no big deal, right? Let's see here. There's really nothing I can do with this garage that would actually be helpful, right? I don't really see anything. Let's try... That would do nicely. And I can chuck another house right there. That gives me a really nice boost. This circus might not be bad. Let's chuck a circus there. It'll remove itself after 3 placements. Let's put a green like so. A green like so. And then here's what I'm going to do. Actually, this will just disappear. So I think we're kind of good. I could mess with a supermarket to finish off some of these layers, but that's okay. Let's just rack up our score and see what we get. We've messed around a lot with this first area. So this is going to be pretty massive, actually. So 3 times 3 is 9, no bonus. 7 times 7, 49, 20 bonus. And you'll just see the sequential bonus and everything else is just going to be sweet. 160, then is it 320? Yeah, awesome. So that 320 right there was worth every row before and all the bonus. Like, it really stood on its own. It's pretty amazing. So, with this, let's just continue on. We've got quite a bit of work to do and a whole mess more stuff to figure out. So, houses for sure. When I'm building, I can build backwards fairly safely because none of this stuff affects the tiles before. Even if I go ahead and do this, display the previous buildings, it doesn't affect anything. Those points are already accounted for, so I can't do any more damage, which is pretty sweet. Let's see here. How do I want to plan this out? I gotta save some room for these housings. I don't really like having this restaurant, to be honest. Let's go ahead and burn 1 tile, make that easier like that. The supermarket could throw something like that. That's a bit of a waste, though. How about something like that? Okay, I'm actually pretty happy with that. That seems fine. Let's see here. I want something like that. And we're going to put a house here. And I want a shops. Yeah, this isn't going to be a whole lot of ultra brain power to try to get this figured out. I just kind of want to get what we need, move on a little bit, and that sort of a thing. Now, as we're reading through some of these, there are some that sound really, really good, but the thing we have to pay attention to is color. The granary sounds really cool, but we have to pay attention because the color won't match some of these other colors we have, right? The circus doesn't link. For example, when we had the circus before, so this was like an easy pick. Didn't really matter a whole lot. Not that big of a deal. It was an easy play. Let's go ahead and get some silos. I wouldn't mind a little more industry so I could buy more cards. Okay. Let's go ahead and chuck us the factory right here. Pretty nullified. Not that big of a deal, yeah? Let's go ahead and get our green right there. That column is complete. And a house here. And I think a shop here. That column is complete. Silos are interesting. Let's see here. Can I double click that or whatever? Do you see this icon here? This says it's a tower card, meaning I can actually place instances of it on top of itself. So it's actually really cool. If I'm really sprawled out for industry space or what have you, I can just dump it on top of itself over and over and over again. It works. It's just amazing. I just can't tell you. It's amazing. I mean, I can't tell you, and I just did. It's amazing. Anyway, place to ditch these silos. I suppose here is just as good as any, and we have another purchase. A scrapyard. Okay, so here you go. Delete a card. This would actually throw away a card. So if I'm getting too many things, this is actually really handy. I can actually just ditch a card, save myself a little bit of stress, right? I guess I wouldn't mind a market for a little bit more industry. None of these other items really interest me a whole ton, so let's just get the market in there. For the clinic, let's see here. Something like that works for me. And a house. And a house. And let's see, how else can I do this that would be smart? Oh, I know what I can do. Let's set the green here. Anything I can do with this garage? Not really. Nothing helpful. I'm going to put a house here. A market. Anything cool with this? This would be cool, but this really wouldn't help any of my problems. Yeah, that's kind of dumpus. Let's go ahead and put the garage here. Another house here. And there we go. So, that actually filled out all of my needs. More or less. Let's see, a restaurant here would be nice. 2 points. I can't really, as I'm looking through like the rest of my cards, like the market, like I said, there's no real place for me to use this. The supermarket really wouldn't be helpful either. Let's just chuck us a house right here, call it a day. Not as many points as the last run, but not bad. Not too shabby. And we're very close to the end. Right here where this trophy is the last piece anyhow. So let's kind of do a little work, shall we? There we go. It actually finishes that up quite nicely. Nothing else is counted after the trophy, so I'm just going to put my factory and all my polluting stuff up there. Not a big deal. Let's see here. Market. Can I do something fun with this? And give that a +1. Let's do something like this. I really want to work on some of these other points. House and house. Garage. I don't know. Nowhere really safe for the garage. Let's just put it there. Fine by me. House is there. And this is what I was waiting for, the clinic card. That's going to get it up all the way I need it to be. So, let's work on this row a bit more, shall we? Here is a green. It looks like I'm going to have to play this clinic. Yeah, there's nowhere safe for this restaurant to be. I'm just going to put you up there. And let's see here. House and shops. And a house. And a green. Okay. That actually completes the puzzle. Once I throw down the clinic, we're done. But let's see if we can scraggle around a couple of points, yeah? Let's see. Any cool cards? Nothing really great. I'm not going to bother. We'd have to cycle through the deck anyway to get to them, so doesn't matter. Silos sounds good. Houses sounds good. Houses can go there because garage goes here. That's another point, baby. I think I'm blocked out 100% for what I can do. So I'm going to throw the clinic right here. And that'll do it.
Great work! You didn't ruin it! That's the Caribou City way. Aim low and be pleasantly surprised.
Wow. That's your city mantra? Ouch. Well, maybe it's appropriate, I don't know. Cool, so we unlocked another card. Youth Club, draw 2 cards. Neat. What this is doing is this is unlocking when we see the draw and we get the 4 random cards. Now Youth Club can be part of it. 1581. What was our minimum score? Oh, wow, 650. Nice. Alright, well, that takes care of Randolph. I'm going to call this an episode right here. Thanks for joining me. My name's John Megacycle, another episode of Concrete Jungles in the Books, and I hope to catch you next time. Hey there, guys, gals, fans, and pals. Thanks for checking out my video. I also want to take a moment to thank all my supporters and donators, and if you'd like to join up with me and game with my crew, all the information to get connected is in the description below. Thanks again, and I hope to catch you next time.